Summary of events for the city of Damascus and its countryside for Sunday, April the 7th. Starting from inside the capital, where a huge explosion shook Masakin برزة neighborhood close to the financial institute, causing a large black smoke cloud, as security spread heavily in the area, coinciding with fierce shelling with tanks and rocket launchers that renewed on Jobber. To the southern neighborhoods, where at least one died and many were wounded, some in serious conditions, because of the intensified shelling on Al-Madniya area and Al-Qadam neighborhood, while bombing with rocket launchers targeted at Tadaman, causing several injuries. Al-Hajar al-Aswad neighborhood and the city of Yalda witnessed heavy shelling with mortars and rocket launchers, while Al-Asari was targeted with more than 20 mortars. Security raided a house in Al-Hijabiyya in الصناعة neighborhood yesterday, and it stole its contents in the presence of the house owner and his wife and children. The stolen belongings were gold and cash with a number of cell phones. Note that this theft was not the first in the neighborhood. Security spread near the college professors' buildings in Al-Hijabiyya, beat up a man and arrested two others with their cars, then led them to Al-Sina'a barrier near Al-Mustafa Mosque, and the fate of the detained men is still unknown. Moving to the eastern Ghouta in the countryside, as heavy rocket shelling renewed on the town of Kafar Batna, causing the death of 10 and the injury of tens. Shelling with rocket launchers also renewed on Al-Mleha, as more than 50 missiles hit the residential neighborhoods, causing deaths and injuries. As for Al-Nashabiyya, 6 people lost their lives and 10 were wounded, including a woman, because of the heavy cannon and rocket shelling, as the martyrs are refugees from Al-Utayba. The town of Jisrin was bombed with rocket launchers, as 2 died and 10 were wounded as a result, while military aircraft flew in the sky of Harasta at a low height, coinciding with sporadic shelling on the city from the military construction building in Ashil-Warwar, causing destruction in buildings. The industrial zone in القابون was bombed with tanks, causing huge damage to properties, while Al-Abbada town was exposed to intensified shelling with military aircraft and helicopters, with tanks and rocket launchers. And Zamalka was exposed to fierce shelling with rocket launchers that led to huge destruction in houses and properties, coinciding with the flight of military aircraft in the city sky. The city of Daraya was exposed to fierce cannon and rocket shelling that caused fires in residential buildings, while the regime forces, and for the 5th month in a row, continued their attempts to break into the city and control it, as a military convoy headed to the eastern entrance to the city from Al-Mazda military airport in the morning, supported with 8 tanks and 4 BMB carts with a number of armored vehicles, dashkas and troop carriers, while heavy cannon bombing targeted the residential neighborhoods in Al-Mu'addamiyya, causing a big number of injuries. Shelling with tanks and heavy artillery renewed on Al-Zabadani from the surrounding barriers, as regime forces set raids and arrests in Bludan. And after a couple of shells hit Al-Muqayliba, security raided the northern orchards of the town, situated on Kawkab Road. Al-Nabak was exposed to heavy cannon shelling from the Troop 18 that targeted the houses of the city, as sounds of fierce clashes and helicopters were heard. Security at Al-Jallab barrier stopped a bus of Al-Qalamun University and arrested the young men, the employees and the driver, but they let go of the girls. And in Al-Qutayfa, a Scud rocket was launched from the Troop 155 towards the north.